Alrighty, next game up here is Rams at the Ravens, and the Rams, another close game. We saw the close game last week. We chalked it up to just classic Vikings, but then you face the Ravens this week, and you only win by 1 point, 20-19. But they were clutch in the end, going down for the game-winning touchdown with 4.5 minutes left, and with a minute left, he throws it. Matthew Stafford slings the ball to OBJ, and they get the game-winning touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown, I should say, and then the Ravens, with a minute left, need to do something just to get into field goal territory, but the Rams defense steps up big time. They force a fumble, and that's game time. The Ravens weren't able to really move the ball. They started at their own 25-yard line, and they ended at their own 25-yard line on 9 plays, so nothing, really well done by the Rams defense, which we know is great. And, no Lamar Jackson last night, as we knew. He was a little hobbled during the week. We called him not playing. And so Tyler Huntley takes over and didn't have a bad game. Tyler Huntley looks serviceable as a backup. He kept the game close. They were leading. They were controlling the game for the most part. But then the fourth quarter came, and the Rams just were scoring the ball, and they got that clutch touchdown, and they win the game. So shout out to Sean McVay, shout out to Matthew Stafford, and shout out to OBJ for making a huge positive impact on a team and not kind of doing a little bit of his overall counterpart, AB, Antonio Brown, who was kind of actively walking out on his team. So, well done, OBJ, not being a distraction like AB is, right? So Rams get it done eventually 7 points throughout the first 3 quarters. And the fourth quarter, they came and got it done. So, all right, we'll definitely break down Matthew Stafford. Got to look at these incompletions again in our Wednesday film study to get kind of one final true look at if this Rams team is true Super Bowl contenders or if they are playoff contenders. Do they deserve to be in that best category of Super Bowl contenders? I've got no problem with you winning close games. I mean, that's what it is in the league. You really should not expect blowouts, consistently throughout the league. Any given Sunday, these are grown men. Ravens were still competing for a playoff spot. Ravens were at home and all that. So, tough games. We're not knocking the Rams solely off of that. But we've seen we've seen this Rams team struggle early on in the season. We've seen them miss open throws and all that. It does seem like they have cleaned it up, but let's see, is it kind of rearing its ugly head again? And Matthew Stafford once again doesn't really know how to perform at what he needs to do in the playoffs because he's never got there. So still have to take it a little slow with the Rams, but overall we still do believe this is a very, very great team. I mean, you got Matthew Stafford, you got the genius of Sean McVay, so alrighty, here we go. Matthew Stafford from yesterday. What do we got? We got 26 of 35, 74% completion percentage, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. Once again, those 2 interceptions, and they came back to back. The first one was a pick 6. Then he throws another interception, and that leads to 3 points. So 13 points just off of turnovers by Matthew Stafford alone. Once again, a little concerning. And he lost a fumble, and that fumble resulted into 3 more points, so 13 points off of turnovers there for the Ravens. All right, so Matthew Stafford turning over the ball too much, but then he played hero ball at the end. So, hey, you took care of it. Yeah, you turned the ball over 3 other times, in the game, but when the game counted, when the game was on the line, you stepped up and were clutch. So, I can kind of forgive those turnovers a little bit. Because you got it done when it mattered, folks, and that ultimately winning cures everything. Truly, it does. So Matthew Stafford, not the greatest, but was clutch. And for that, Taylor Heinicke wasn't clutch. Do we care about his okay performance? No, not really, because he lost. Matthew Stafford, not the greatest performance, but he won the game, 300 yards. So, yeah. All right, and then in the rushing game as well, and once again, why we love Sean McVay sticking with the run game. Sony Michel, 19 rushes for 74 yards and a touchdown. We absolutely love that. Who was Matthew Stafford slinging the ball to? We had Cooper Kupp, leading receiver, 6 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Higbee, 6 catches, 69 yards. Von Jefferson, 4 catches, 63 yards. OBJ, 5 catches, 39 yards in that game-winning touchdown. And then Sony Michel, 3 catches for 25 yards. So getting it done, running, receiving, you gotta love it. Alrighty, and then the Ravens, they kept the game close. The defense was on point for the majority of the game. And then just kind of that final 4 minutes, they just kind of floundered and flopped, and they end up losing the game because of that. It's unfortunate. And there's another game where the defense just kind of gives it up at the end and just loses the game because of that. That's normally a good defense, and unfortunately just not getting it done in the clutch. That's what's going to decide and determine whether you win the Super Bowl or if you're NFC championship, or if you just make it to the NFC or championship game, where whatever division or conference you're in. But that's going to be the difference. Who's going to get it done in the clutch? Last season, Aaron Rodgers couldn't get it done in the clutch, even though he outperformed Tom Brady. Just couldn't get it done in the clutch. You must get it done in the clutch, and Matthew Stafford did. So yeah, I think we are good of leaving this Rams team as Super Bowl contenders, getting it done in the clutch. Eagles getting it done in the clutch. Taylor Heinicke driving. I believe they're both Super Bowl contenders, folks. All right, here we go. Now the Ravens. Tyler Huntley, 20 of 32, slinging the ball. We get 62% completion percentage, 197 yards, no touchdown, a pick, an interception. His interception comes in the second quarter, and the Rams get a touchdown off of it, making the turnover team pay for their mistakes. Another thing Super Bowl champions do, especially cashing in 7 points off of a turnover, not just 3. All right, in the rushing game, we had Deontay Freeman, 14 rushes for 76 yards. Tyler Huntley takes off 6 times for 54 yards. And then Latavius Murray, 11 carries for 31 yards. So once again, running back by committee, using the running game with the quarterback, classic Lamar Jackson offense, ran by Tyler Huntley. And Tyler Huntley has proven he keeps the games close. So a solid backup out here for Tyler Huntley. And that's obviously what you need with a Lamar Jackson type of quarterback who, is a little prone to injuries. And then who was Tyler Huntley slinging the ball to? No surprise, Mark Andrews, leading receiver, 6 catches, 89 yards. Rashad Bateman, 7 catches, 58 yards. Marquise Brown, 3 catches, 28 yards. Devin Duvernay, 2 catches for 19 yards. So once again, what makes Lamar Jackson special? Because we kind of see Tyler Huntley giving us, Lamar Jackson-esque performances, but it does seem like Lamar Jackson does have that clutch gene. Would Lamar Jackson have been able to take the last 57 seconds starting at your own 25-yard line and move them into field goal range? Because Tyler Huntley couldn't. And we know Tyler Huntley just loses these kind of close games. So maybe Lamar Jackson is the clutch great quarterback here, where Tyler Huntley is just a nice serviceable backup option. That's kind of seeming what it's looking like here. But the Rams get the win, 20-19, and the Rams, folks, 2nd seed in the NFC heading into the final week of the season.